Do I introduce myself?
Hi, host Eric here, host Talking with Famous People, and this is famous person Ray over here, drawn by the microphone underneath the light.
Hi, how are you?
And I've been chatting with him this evening,
I'm fucking
and
great.
I have concluded, I think, he's an ENTP.
We shall see.
And I would like to have him now just give a autobiography of Ray from ages 7 through present. You can skip your first 6 years.
Skip my first 6 years?
Yeah, while you're telling this autobiography,
Yeah.
I'm going to go find my cigarettes.
Go ahead and find your cigarettes. 7 to 13. You said I could skip the first 2 years.
7 to the present.
Oh, 7? My bad. Because you said skip 6 years. I got 13. Okay.
0 through 6.
0 through 6. You want me to go through 0 through 6, or do you want me to skip?
Skip 0
Oh,
6.
my bad. Oh, go. Okay.
I
That
go
makes
7
sense.
through present.
7 through present. Let me see. Oh, something interesting happened when I was 7. Actually, when I was 7, I was living with my mom, and I got separated from her, and I'm not gonna go into detail about how that happened, but I lived with my grandma since then, and I lived with her, since I was 7, and I went to school. I actually started school in a Catholic school, which is quite interesting because now I'm not religious. It's not interesting. I'm just not interested. That's not really relevant, but it's just a fact. Now let's see, 7. I can't really remember much about my childhood. I just remember I was overweight when I was young, so it was not the most enjoyable childhood. But I mean, I had friends. It was cool. Like school was alright. Like I liked it. It was cool. Homework was gay, and but tests were easy, so it wasn't that bad for me. But I'd say really my most dense memories and memories I have a lot are probably 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, and then going into high school and 7th and 8th grade, and all while in Catholic school. I had really cool friends that were actually pretty cool and hanged out, and they were really actually genuine and pretty dope, and it was badass. And I got into high school, and high school was alright. I mean, I got pretty high school's whatever. I'm not gonna get into why it was whatever, but for the first 2 years, high school was whatever. And after that, though, my junior and senior year was quite fun. I had fun my freshman and sophomore year, but it wasn't that interesting, and there wasn't that many cool people, and I didn't do that much. I spent a lot of time playing video games, and that was what I was doing. And then, my junior year, I went to a different school, actually. I stopped going to Catholic school. I went to public school, finally, my junior year, my 11th grade year. And I met this guy named Abraham, and he's really cool. I'm dropping his name, but I'm not going to drop his last name, but he's really fucking cool. And he's really cool. He ended up being I'd say he's my best friend. He's a pretty awesome guy. I still hang out with him. He was cool, and he made it so that my junior year at that school was really cool. I had a lot of experiences. Went to a lot of I became more social. I was hanging out with more people. I was going out. I was doing stuff. I was socialized. I wasn't just just doing whatever, playing video games. Just waiting, not doing much with my life. And up to that point, I didn't have that many friends. It wasn't that cool. I wasn't cool with that many people, especially in high school. People changed, and it's just they weren't the same people, and neither was I. But it's just we didn't click or vibe like we used to. The vibe was totally different, and it wasn't the same. But with him, this was different. It was really cool, and that year was really fun. My junior year was it was a lot of self searching, and it was really dope. And what sucked about that though, at the end of that year, I had to leave because of some unfortunate situations. I had to leave the state. And I had to move to Texas, and for my last year, I went to Texas, and I did my senior year there, and I graduated there, and that year was probably the year that changed me the most, and it was an intense, crazy experience, but it was an experience, I'm glad I had because it made me who I am, and it was just it's very interesting, and I found out a lot about myself behind that year when I was 18. Was it worse than here? No, it's just culture shock, man. But in the cold, yeah, it's hot and it's cold. It's about 100. It's 105 in the summer. It's about 32 degrees in the winter. So I'd say it's pretty bad. I didn't get down to about 9 degrees, so it's pretty fucking. But the people there are very homey, and they're very they know how to be hosts, and they know how to they're very kind, and it's because it wasn't such a big town, and they're really cool, and there wasn't so much to do, but that wasn't the point because the people you're around were very caring, and they're very interesting people, and a lot of good experience.
For you. What are your favorite movies?
2 years later, now I'm here.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
What are your favorite movies?
My favorite movies. My favorite movies would have to be. I like comedy, man. I really like comedy, but I like action. I know that's generic, but I don't know how to get into a movie I would really enjoy. But just witty like comedies and stuff like that. I'm really into comedy. Like I have Netflix and I watch a lot of like stand up and stuff because I enjoy it, and it's nice to be funny, you know.
Which sentence do you more identify with?
Let's do this.
2 sentences. Sentence number 1 says,
Let me hear it.
I'm not fussy. I'm not worried so much about how I know I'm going to be cool with whatever goes down over here. I'm not fussy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about those people, their emotions, because those people tend to get upset, and I want to make sure they don't get upset. Or, I already know the answer to this, just for Barry's sake. On the second one is, those people can take care of their own emotions. Obviously, their emotions are theirs. I need to worry about my own emotions. I'm concerned about me.
Yeah. I more self-identify with the second one, but I'm gonna be real honest with you. I self-identified with the first one for a long time, and probably not even at the end
words, you think
at this
the second
year.
one is better.
No, I think the second one is what I should focus on because it is the right one.
Is more desirable. It's not.
No, I don't think it's more desirable. I think it's a better way of looking at yourself, but I don't know. That's just my thought process. But I'm always open to hearing
He's
others.
FE, Barry. Look, the question is designed to say, are you FE or FI?
I don't know. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
I'm tell you right now. Chill out.
I'm chill. You're the one smoking a cigarette. You chill. Getting all that tar in you, buddy. No, I'm kidding. Let's go.
Does that convince you? You don't need to qualify that shit. I'm an ENTP too. Does it convince you yet? I mean, he is not have any FI. He's FE is me. He's like, he's always doing FE dances and shit. But okay, I want to hear more about your favorite whatevers.
My favorite whatever. Okay.
So,
Ask me questions.
Kind of? Okay, what kind of classes did you like at school?
Ooh,
regardless
interesting.
if you didn't
English.
like any or more. Oh, you liked English.
I love English. Anything where I can explain myself, and anything to where I can give my opinion in a clear way, to where I can explain it, and I have a lot of room to explain. And I hate math because math does not. I don't hate math. I just don't understand math, and so it causes me a lot of distress, and so I don't like it. But I don't like it because I don't understand it. It's not that I don't think it's important. I don't get it. I'm not good at it, but I am good at like explaining to myself. Like I'd say history, English, biology, stuff like that.
Eric's saying you're an ENFP, not an ENTP. Let me. It's possible.
How about we do some more examination?
I'm going to more
before we just start dropping shit.
I will tell you, we're working it out. There's a process here, Ray. All right, so
call me bruh.
Huh?
Bro, dude. It don't matter. You can call me whatever you want. I just dropped something because it was in my
what's
head.
your name?
Ray. My name is Ray.
That's what I called you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. My name's Raymond, but I like Ray.
Most people that call you Ray?
Yeah, people at my work call me Ray,
Okay.
but some people call me Raymond, and it's kind of weird because that's my dad, dude. I'm like a junior, so I'm like, yeah.
All right, here. Let me ask you this question. Do you have an opinion about the recent police shootings?
Which ones are we talking about?
Like,
There's been a lot of recent ones. I haven't heard about all the recent ones.
I'm not talking about any specific one. I'm saying
Trayvon Martin,
do you have an
recent?
opinion? That's pretty old, but do you have any opinion about police behavior in general?
Against what? No, just police behavior in general. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like police. But that's only because my interactions with police have always been negative. None of them been positive. But question. I'm not trying to generalize.
Hold on. Next question. I know you don't have to do all the FE dances.
I need to explain.
Okay, fine. You do. I get it. I understand. Now, look.
I don't feel complete if I don't explain.
The question I'm going to ask you, though, that was just the first part of the question. This actual question is,
cool.
Could you convincingly argue that...
I don't know how to argue in a clear and concise way, but I would try.
The other side, that police, when they beat somebody up, it's that person's fault because they must have not followed orders quickly enough or something like that.
If I had a reason to argue that point, I would, but in my own opinion, I wouldn't agree for that. But if I had a reason to argue for that point, I mean... If I had a reason,
I'd be... You could successfully argue it, even though you don't believe in it. There's plenty of points I don't believe in, but I feel like I could successfully argue them. Do you agree with that position in general?
Yeah, I'm trying to be open-minded here, but yeah.
Do you feel...
I'm trying. I need to be. Sorry to say trying.
How attached are you, in general, to a given statement? Are you likely, if somebody goes... If it appears after you've said a couple things that somebody else feels strongly about something, are you perfectly happy to be like, well, I don't know, I mean, whatever, I don't care. Sure, your way.
I'm open to hearing about it, and if they sway me enough, yeah, I might change. I'm not totally deadlocked into a certain sentence or into any idea really.
If I try to say
That's because I think it's interesting to think from another perspective.
Here's a question.
It's not
X
always
or Y?
from a reason, huh?
X or Y?
X or Y? I like how an X looks, so I'm gonna say X. But Y is also interesting because it has like a curve too, so it's different. They're both interesting, but I'd say I like X.
What would you say if I said...
I'm gonna draw an X now.
Would you like me to stab you in the head or the chest?
The head would kill you instantly, but the chest would give you a feeling that you probably never felt before. So it's interesting too.
But if I actually asked you that question, what would you say?
Fucking kill me. To put me in the head, don't put me in the chest. That would hurt. I'm not a sadist.
But Ray, maybe you should consider saying, I don't want to be stabbed at all.
I was under the impression that I was like, hogtied or something, and there was like a murderer that was going to come in. I had no way to kill him.
I know.
I'm sorry for assuming. I'm very sorry for assuming.
Do you see, Barry? Do you see this
man.
insanity? This is what happens to ENTPs. We're just like, domestic violence wives or something when we come out of adolescence.
Interesting way to put this.
Paperclip. What's paperclip mean? I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what paperclip means, but I don't know why you have it there. What could you use paperclips to make?
What can you make paperclips to make? I used to like get pens and shit and break them apart and make like stuff with them, like action figures.
Well,
stuff
if
like
I
that.
said,
But
here's
a paperclip, you could probably.
How many different things can you make out of them?
Oh, how many different things? 6 paperclips. I'm sure I'd be able to make something, but I not off the top of my head. I don't have an idea in my head of what I would make, but I would try to make something if that makes sense. Like 6 things I would make with a paperclip.
See,
I don't even know how I'd go about that, so I would have to do it. I can't think about the process before I do it because then I'll start thinking about a bunch of shit. It's kind of unnecessary. I don't even really want to think about it. Now I want to do that. Can we get some paper clips? I'm in the middle of drawing and I want to do this. I don't want to talk about stuff.
This second. But look, here's the thing, Barry, is this is a misconception about
You're smiling like you've known me your whole life. It's kind of funny.
The misconception about ENTPs is that we're good with physical object invention or something. We're not. We're terrible with it.
We just try.
He draws pictures the same way I do, too, which is he just starts making lines. He has no image in his head of what he's going to make. He just starts making lines and just see what happens. That's the same thing with physical objects. Drawing and physical objects are on the same plane, right? So it's better to say this. How many arguments can you come up with in defense of invading Canada?
Invading Canada.
Give me as many reasons you can come up with as possible to invade Canada.
Jesus Christ. Invade Canada,
They don't
man.
have to be good reasons.
They have to be good reasons?
Just different reasons.
Just different reasons.
As many different reasons as possible.
Can I be honest? I'm an adult. I enjoy marijuana. They have probably good marijuana. Invade them for some good pot. That's probably not a good investment for a reason.
Different one. As many different as possible. That's one.
Different as possible. Okay, let's see. Invade Canada.
As many as possible, each different.
I watched an episode of South Park once, and they made fun of Canada, and they had like Warren invaded. And it sounds interesting, so just because it's interesting, I'll just put that a reason.
And it's interesting. Okay.
That's a terrible reason, but I'm gonna make that reason.
It's a distinct reason. What else?
Let's see. Canada looks beautiful. I'd like to own it. It's very nice. Not like own it, but maybe like I don't know. Like it'd be cool to. Yeah, it would be cool to own. Actually, I take that back. It would be cool to own. It's really beautiful.
Personally invade Canada and conquer it yourself. That's 3.
I like how I assume. I assume stuff and then I think, oh shit, can I do that?
That's 3. What else? Another reason to invade Canada.
Another reason to invade Canada. Let's think some actual reasons. I don't know if they're a threat. I'm not really into the news on who's a threat to us. But
everyone's a threat, Ray.
All right, I'm not going to think about that.
There's 4 reasons.
Okay, Canada's a threat. Let's see. Another reason why I would want to invade Canada. I gotta think about this. I don't like thinking about stuff because usually it comes right to my head. But let me try and think of an interesting thing. Reason I would invade Canada. You know what? I know you want me to come up with more reasons, but my mind went blank, and that usually doesn't happen.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
I'm arguing with.
I don't think I can.
With Barry.
I don't think I can come up with.
Barry said you're drunk.
I
said he's not
just
drunk.
being myself, dude.
I know. I just explained this to him. This is INTP going, Nobody can be that ENTP.
What does that have to do with anything?
He's trying to explain why.
So it
you
matters
seem
if
like
I'm
an
intoxicated
ENTP.
or not. If that matters about my personality, it
Yeah,
just brings
it
out
does.
your personality
would
more.
it would make it hard to.
I'm not the person where it suppresses my personality. It just brings it out more. So if anything, you're just seeing more of me. But
It definitely would make it harder to type you, but that's not the case. He's not drunk, and
no, I'm not drunk at all.
not remotely.
I haven't had alcohol for
There's
about
no
a month.
alcohol in the mix.
For about a month, man. I had some Jose Cuervo about a month ago, and it was with a friend from work, and yeah, man. If you've had some tequila, like people complain about it, and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Dr. Nefarious. Dr. Nefarious.
Dr. Nefarious.
Would you like to, if you're...
You don't feel obligated to all, but just make sure you're aware this is an available option. If you'd like to go on the mic and the camera and be willing to type, I'd be happy to ask you any questions. Or if you just here to observe or chat, that's fine as well. Okay, is it because it's too high? It might be too hot. Okay, I'll fix that in a second. Okay,